It's an issue that affects most Americans and will likely play a key role in the presidential election, the highly contentious debate over tax cuts. President Obama has reinforced his position by urging Congress to extend tax cuts for the middle class while letting them expire for the richest Americans. Here is some of what the president said on Monday.
I'm not proposing anything radical here. I just believe that anybody making over $250,000 a year should go back to the income tax rates we were paying under Bill Clinton. I'm calling on Congress to extend the tax cuts for the 98% of Americans who make less than $250,000 for another year. I believe we should be able to come together and get this done. While I disagree on extending tax cuts for the wealthy because we just can't afford them, I recognize that not everybody agrees with me on this. On the other hand, we all say we agree that we should extend the tax cuts for 98% of the American people. Right? Everybody says that. The Republicans say they don't want to raise taxes on the middle class. I don't want to raise taxes on the middle class. So we should all agree to extend the tax cuts for the middle class. Let's agree to do what we agree on.
Joining us from Washington, D.C. is Phillip, money and politics reporter for Politico. Abby, good morning to you.
Good morning.
The current tax cuts don't expire until the end of December. Why is the president picking this fight now?
This is his opportunity to talk about Mitt Romney and congressional Republicans and take to the American people this question of who is for them. And I think the president thinks that this is key to his reelection message. He believes that if he can make the argument to the American people that Mitt Romney is more interested in the wealthier Americans, then he can essentially secure their votes. It's a critical campaign message for the president, and it's no surprise that he's hammering it home at this early stage in the campaign.
And the Romney campaign was quick to respond. Here's what they said. President Obama's response to even more bad economic news is a massive tax increase. It just proves again that the president doesn't have a clue how to get America working again and help the middle class. The president's latest bad idea is to raise taxes on families, job creators, and small businesses. How does the campaign see this as a tax increase?
Well, politics aside, I think it is in dispute who needs these tax cuts the most. The Romney campaign truly believes that the job creators, small businesses who might be covered under the individual tax code would be negatively affected by tax increases at this point. And the president is siding with economists who take the other view. So I think reasonable people truly do disagree over this. The question is, to what extent is this really a question that where the president has the upper hand in negotiations with congressional Republicans? I think it's highly unlikely that these tax cuts will expire for everyone, and it's more likely that the compromise will be somewhere between extending it for everyone and extending it for people only making less than $250,000 a year.
The GOP believes that tax cuts should be made permanent for everyone. Do we see a big showdown on this issue in Congress?
Absolutely. This is going to be the central question of the lame duck session between the November elections and whoever takes office in January. If the president is going to be reelected, then he'll have the opportunity to deal with this issue with congressional Republicans. And even if he loses as the lame duck, he'll have an opportunity to lead negotiations. But either way, I think Republicans and Democrats are going to lock horns on this issue, and it'll be central to what happens after the election.
But then there are even some Democrats that actually want to see these tax cuts extended up for earners making $1 million. The president's plan for those making less than $250,000. Does the president face a battle within his own party?
There's no question that some Republicans, like New York Senator Chuck Schumer, California Senator Dianne Feinstein, represent people who fall between $250,000 and $1 million a year as their annual income. And because they represent those fairly wealthy earners, they don't necessarily want to advocate for a tax increase for those people. So there are certainly some members of the Democratic Party who think this is a reasonable compromise to raise the minimum to $1 million. I think that the president wants to his negotiating starting point to be $250,000. I think Democrats are going to fall in line between now and November, but it's possible that you'll see some of those arguments for the $1 million mark come up again after November.
Let's switch gears now. We have fundraising numbers. Romney Aid said the campaign and the RNC raised a combined $106 million in June. The Obama campaign and DNC raised only $71 million. 2 straight months, Romney has outraised the president. How is he doing it?
Well, this is not coming as a surprise to the Obama campaign. They knew that they would be significantly outspent, this time by $35 million. And they've been warning their supporters that they need to get a little bit more energized and take this campaign more seriously. The president is struggling with fundraising among the highest donors, the people who give the most amount of money. And those are the same people who are really getting behind Romney. So between now and November, I think you're going to see a lot more pleas from the president for his supporters to really understand that he's not doing as well at this time fundraising as he did in 2008. But I do think that at the end of the day, he has enough money right now to make the ad buys that he needs to sort of frame the political debate and frame Mitt Romney in key swing states. Going forward, I think that the money problems will only get more serious for the president because he'll have to contend with outside groups that are going to start spending more and more money as we get closer to the election.
It is going to be a debate and a battle, certainly. Abby Phillip, money and politics reporter for Politico. Abby, thank you so much.
Thank you.